problem, right? And every few years it seems like you got to make some sort of repair. They're annoying. I would much rather go with this kind of sheeting design. Is this from the house? Okay, well, this is one of the best views ever. This is gorgeous. My God, is it in a national park?
Welcome to Find the Perfect Place, your new destination for amazing home tours.
Okay, I will be pausing a lot because I want to observe stuff, so I'm just warning you ahead of time. It's on an extremely hilly lot, which, I think is scenic. It looks great. Of course, in practice, it might be a little bit of an adjustment or annoyance for some people, right? Having that very steep pitch that the lot is on, but you know what? It's something you either like it or not like it. That's not a break it for me. It would definitely be an adjustment, though. But when we look at the house itself, this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. This is a 100-year-old house. You wouldn't really know it, maybe by design and architecture cues, which I'm not an expert in, but it definitely looks good, right? This has been taken care of. Look at this exotic. Is this the veranda part, or is the veranda part up here? I'm still rough with lingo on houses, even on U.S. houses, so I do apologize ahead of time if I mix some terminology up. But either way, this is beautiful. Right here, right? You have this, what looks to be a pool, right? If that's not a pool, I'm not sure what it is. I think that's right to call that a pool. Yeah, it's just nice. It's all white. It goes great against this beautiful green, lush, landscape right around it.
I'm your host, Isha, and behind the camera is Bronson.
Hey, guys.
Today we're here in Mount Tamborine, just an hour from Brisbane. So super.
Is that Brisbane in the distance? How cool with that kind of topography. It's what I loved about living out west, where it's way more hilly and mountainous, right? If that's Brisbane, that's so wild that you can see it from there. I think that's so cool, right? I think back to when I was a kid, first few times seeing the Chicago skyline, which I'll still defend as one of the best skylines ever in the world for my rankings, right? I absolutely love the Chicago skyline. And you can see it, if you're in the right spots, you can see it on a clear day from so far away. And it's so iconic. And so seeing this skyline in the distance like that is really, really cool. And to think that that's an hour away by car is pretty trippy. It's not so far, but an hour's an hour.
Coast at this gorgeous historic Queenslander. Wow. This home is over 100 years old, and it started its life in Brisbane before being transported to the location you see it today.
Oh, well, this has got some wild history. That's crazy when a house is transported and lives on for decades and decades somewhere else. Wow.
It's been gorgeously renovated by family and brought to life with such lovely furnishings. We cannot wait to show you around today's perfect place. Come with us.
Yeah, really cool. What I would call a porch out front. Really, I guess you could see the age, right? You could tell it's not a modern home that they slapped together a year ago, right? Clearly we can tell it's a home with age, but not in a bad way. This has got a lot of charm to it, and it looks solid. I really like it. Very pleasing and welcoming house.
This is a 4-bed, 3-bath. We're going to start here in the first bedroom on my left. This gorgeous first bedroom catches the spring sunshine morning and afternoon. What a perfect place to relax. It's super homely yet spacious, and I love the wood paneling. You'll see a lot of the wood paneling throughout the house, and the high ceilings create so much space.
Now, that's something we didn't see in our first episode. Granted, I know every house can be random and different, but we didn't see high ceilings. That's something I pointed out in our first video when we were looking at like a really old home from the Perth area, and then, of course, a like totally modern home in the Melbourne area. This does have high ceilings, which I think is cool. I just think aesthetically and for feeling like you're in a big place, it helps. I like high ceilings, and I think functionally they have a lot of benefits as well. A lot of different places in the U.S. that seems to be the trend in the last 10 or 20 years is higher. Ceilings are getting higher and higher in newer builds, whereas of course older homes had really low, 7-foot ceilings or whatever. So
moving back on through to the entryway on my left is the grand bathroom. The beautiful freestanding bathtub.
That is an aesthetic for sure. I've never had a bathroom like this. It's very cool though, right? I forgot what they call these sinks, but this is definitely a trend in the U.S. as well. This kind of sink, instead of recessed into, right, the counter, it's, like a bowl, right, or something, for lack of a better
Isn't the
term.
bathroom drop dead gorgeous, Bronson?
Oh, it sure is. And that clawfoot tub,
Wow.
spectacular. And I have to say, I love the stained glass windows that are on the door.
Yes, I know that.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That is actually pretty cool. I love the color, subtle color accents as well. Very cool.
It's such a gorgeous feature. They look very, very beautiful with the afternoon sun shining on through. And that leads us through into the open plan living area.
Wow.
One of my
For a 100-year-old home, to see a straight up open plan like that, at least in the living area and that's kind of dining area, that's awesome. I like to see it.
My favorite features of this home is the drop dead gorgeous kitchen. I love the island in the center here. There is plenty of storage, as you can see.
Yeah.
And what would a kitchen be without a glorious farmhouse styled sink?
Farmhouse sinks are definitely in. That is cool to see as well. This is a really well done kitchen. First, let me just point out the differences, right? To, remember, I'm an American looking at different houses. This one is more familiar, right? You have windows, you have the upper cabinets, which we were missing on, one of the homes we saw last time. And I pointed that out. That was kind of odd. This looks more complete with the upper cabinets and, of course, tons of storage down below the counters as well. The farmhouse sink looks awesome. And it looks like it's pretty decent size. Although I will say, I have to point out as an American, the stovetop and the oven look hilariously small. So a lot smaller than almost anywhere I've lived in the U.S. But other than that, the storage looks great. I mean, you have that cool island as well.
The color tones that they have in the space.
Little bit of a smaller kitchen, but it's very nice and totally usable.
Is such a feature.
Yeah, it's a good vibe for sure. It actually has an additional double oven there. I did not see that. So I guess that makes up for the size, right? But it's just smaller. It's definitely different. Probably, I don't mean different. It's probably like that way in a lot of Australian homes. I just mean it's different than what I'm used to here in the U.S. Yeah, really, really nice kitchen though.
And the view.
Good sized fridge, actually.
To die for. We'll see a little bit more of that later on. Now, right behind you guys here, there is a grand dining table. It seats 8 and 5G.
That's nice.
It is stunning. I love the choice of furnishings they've put in this dining room.
Yeah.
And then just behind me here is the formal lounge. How super cozy.
Wow. That's an awesome sectional couch. Absolutely love it. This house is really well done. Really well done. The aesthetic is so, for lack of a better term, it's like cute, right? It's very welcoming and very bright. And I feel like you'd feel happy in this place, right?
Does this
it's
corner
cool.
lounge suite look? And hidden away at the back there is a cheeky little secret library.
What?
How super homely and cozy is that? It's like a little adventure as soon as you open the front door. Discovering what is around each corner is just so fun. And the feeling within this home is so incredibly homely. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, very, very welcoming. Very, it's not a house, it's a home, right? You get that feeling for sure. I agree with that. I can safely say I've never been in a house in the U.S. with a cheeky little secret room.
Say, Bronson.
I have to 100% agree with you. It's got so many homely touches all throughout, upstairs, downstairs, and everywhere.
Everywhere, exactly.
Everywhere.
And not only is there an upstairs and a downstairs on the inside, there is also an upstairs and a downstairs when it comes to the balconies.
Oh, yeah.
So the grand balcony up top here is just deep.
Okay, so she does refer to this as a balcony. I didn't want to say it earlier because I thought that would be wrong, but it is a balcony. And let me tell you what, this is like, even though the house is actually awesome from the outside and, of course, from what we've seen on the inside as well, this is the winner right here. This area would make someone want to just fork over whatever they had for this, right? this is what I call, like $1 million view. The balcony is so well done, awesome furniture. You have the coverage up top, so you're not getting direct sunlight when the sun's overhead. And, the